Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Friday Live here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. We're going to hang out for just a second, let some people pop on. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. That's very important. I'm going to pop a hello in the comment section. Let me know if you're able to hear me. Hello. Hi. We got Heather, Teacups Mama, Amy, hello, Lindsay, woohoo, hey Carol, what's going on? And Barbara, hey guys. Let me know if you can hear me, please. That's very important. Let me know if you can hear me. Can hear me just fine. Thank you so much, Carol. I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. Hello. Dahlia says, hello, accidentally saw this come up. Woohoo! Great. Loud and clear. I'm glad you guys can hear me. We're going to wait just a few minutes, a couple of minutes for more people to pop up. Volume is great. Awesome. Just want to make sure we are good to go. Hello, everybody. Jessica made it. Hello. Awesome. Everyone can hear me loud and clear. So happy. Thank you so much. I am excited about part 2 of our series here. I don't know about you, but I'm really super excited about part 2 because I love embellishing, and it's this part that I'm going to be picking out some embellishments today to go with my kit. Hello, everybody. What's going on? Hello. So glad that you're here. See a lot of familiar folks and some new folks. Hello. We'll hang out for just a couple of minutes and let some more people pop on before we get started. Today we are continuing on with the From Paper Pad to Kit series. This is part 2 of the new one that's a travel themed series. And I'm going to be using this album right here to document an upcoming vacation. So I'll go into that in just a second. Hello everybody. Hi, welcome. We're back every Friday at 2 p.m. If you didn't know, and you're new around these parts, first of all, welcome. And secondly, I do host lives every Friday. I started doing this around, I guess it was April, right at the start of the pandemic or something like that. And just as a way for us to connect and to have fun and for me to connect with you guys. And so now it's a regular weekly feature. We started on the Victoria Marie Facebook group, and then we switched it to YouTube so that everyone will be able to access it. You don't need to be a part of the group in order to participate. Every Friday at 2 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And I do want to mention that if for some reason you're not able to view it live or you miss it, that's okay. You can catch it here. It's recorded. Usually it's available pretty quickly after the live airing. And then I also have a playlist for all my lives too. So you can go back and not only rewatch this one, but you can go and rewatch the other ones as well. So let me head on to the comments. Hello, everybody. Hello. Have the day off so I can finally watch without distraction. Woohoo, Ariel, that's awesome. Hello. Watched Shamil's live in the morning, and now this one in the evening. Fantastic. I love Shamil Lane's live. If you have never seen hers, make sure that you go and check that out. I think she does her lives on Facebook. Hello from Toronto and California and Texas and California. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to have you. So glad that you're here. Part 3. Now, the cool thing, or part 2 rather. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dig right into this because I'm really excited. So the series is all about taking a paper pad and totally deconstructing it and then making a kit from that paper pad. And so that's what I did for part 1. That's recorded. It's available on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. So what I'm using for this travel album is the World Traveler 12x12 paper pad. I went through, took it all apart, and cut up some of the papers so they fit into the pockets for the album I'm using. And I'll come back to this album in just a second. So I have some 3x4 pockets, 4x6, some 8x4s that I cut up using the pattern papers and just kind of coordinated and pulled from this paper pad what it is that I'm going to use for the project. Now, I mentioned for series 1, my family and I are going to be taking a vacation to Hot Springs, Arkansas. We've been wanting to do a vacation. We were very, very nervous in the midst of the pandemic and all of those things. And we decided to take a vacation that, hey, Erica made it. We decided to take a vacation to a location where we can spend most of our time outside. And so we did a whole lot of research, and we wanted to do hot springs. And I've been wanting to go to Arkansas for a while because I think it's beautiful. I haven't been to Arkansas in a few years, actually. It's been a long time. The last time I went was for a conference, and that's been years ago. And so there's lots of really cool things in hot springs, and a lot of pretty rich history in hot springs too. So that's where we're gonna go. And I decided, because I'm so super excited just to get out and do something in the midst of this pandemic and all of that, is that I'm gonna make a travel album. And over the years, I've decided that I want my travel albums to be mini albums. There were a couple of my travel albums that are like when we did a Washington, D.C. trip, my spouse and I honeymooned in Washington, D.C. years ago. I did a 12 by 12 album, which I love. But I found over the years that we like to travel, we like to go places a lot, and having a bunch of 12 by 12 travel albums just did not appeal to me. Since that time, we have a lot more smaller albums on the market now, particularly these really cool pocket albums. Now, this album is from Citrus Twist, and it measures, I think I said it was 6¼ by 8¼ something like that, the last time we met. And it has a really beautiful 1¼ inch spine, nice hardware on here. Very, very popular album. It comes in all kinds of colors, and it's a linen covered album. It's so beautiful. Love these albums. And so you have all these really fun pocket pages in here. This is a traveler's notebook style, but it has a binding system. So if you don't care for a pocket or a traveler's notebook without this type of binding system, just your traditional traveler's notebook style, and you want something like this, then check out Citrus Twist. I think that Studio Calico sells a version of this, but theirs is a little bit bigger. Anyway, so the album comes with these really cool pocket protectors, so you can get this one here that can house 4 items that are shaped or that are size 3 by 4. This is roughly 4 by 8. I have the specific measurements written down somewhere, but you can find out all the details on the Citrus Twist website. Then you have this one here, where you can put in a 4 by 6 on the vertical. And then this is about 2 by 8 down here pocket that you can put something there. Then they also have the divided pockets that are 2 by 2, which is great for like small embellishments and smaller photos or ephemera. And there are 8 of these pockets, well, 16 because it's front and back. And then you have the option of doing a full spread here. So I cut down papers that I can then do a full spread, traveler's notebook size spread. And I might have to, where's my trimmer? I might have to trim that down just a tiny bit more. Sometimes with the pockets, the sizes vary depending on the company that you're buying it from. So I'm going to take about 1/8 of an inch off of that or whatever, so that slips into the pocket just like that. So then you can do a full size spread. I love this album. This was given to me by Citrus Twist for a project that I did for them not too long ago. And they're like, hey, would you like to try this album? I'm like, heck yeah, because I've been meaning to order some. So I'm definitely going to be ordering a lot of views for to use for my travel albums. There may be some of my travel albums that are 6 by 8, depending on how extensive the travel is. I think that I'll probably do my Disney travels in 6 by 8. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know what. I have no clue. I just know that I'm really attracted to this smaller style of album, particularly this traveler's notebook style album. So that is what I'm going to be using for this particular project. So this is how it's going to go. I went ahead, totally deconstructed this. I've got all of my papers cut. I got some extras here, some little scraps that I can use. And I also kept some of these 12 by 12 because there are going to be other travel projects that I want to scrapbook. And so I want to be able to use these pages. And what I did was I just coordinated them together based on how I would probably use them in some way. And I tried to add a variety of the patterns and the colors. And then later on to this, I can add in some solid color cardstock or some texture paper or whatever. I like to leave some decisions for game time, you know, when I'm putting it together. Okay, so I went ahead and just created some of these little packs that already have the coordinated papers. And I cut up some to go in my album. It wasn't necessary for me to cut up this entire paper pad because I'm only going to use so much of the paper in my traveler's notebook style album. But I do have enough paper here that it'll help me set up and have some extras that I can use throughout the project. So that's what I'm going to be using, and that's the project, and I'm so super excited about it. Tell me in the comment section, what format or what style are you scrapbooking your travel pages? If you do a lot of traveling or just traveling in general, not that everyone does a lot of traveling, but if you scrapbook travel themed stories or whatnot, tell me what type of format do you like to use, and have you changed your format over the years? Hello, everyone who just joined us. Hello, hello. So glad you're here. Courtney says, excited for the class this weekend for the Scrap Smarter experience. I am too. So if you guys are joining us this weekend for Scrap Smarter, it kicked off today, this evening. Stacey Julian is our keynote speaker, and she'll be on, I think it's like 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Pacific Time. I'm trying to remember, but all the details are on the Scrap Smarter website, so make sure you guys check that out. Lindsay says she does 8.5 by 11 for all her travel albums. Very good. Let me know if you scrapbook travel-themed stories, what format. Heather says, I've never done a traveler's notebook size, but I'm so intrigued. I am too. This is kind of like my test to see. I've always done 6 by 8, particularly for December Daily, which, by the way, if you are a December Daily fan, Allie just announced that I think she's doing a product preview or something like that coming up next week, I believe. So make sure you go check the December Daily website and follow on Facebook. I just thought I'd mention that. Okay, so anyway, I'm really intrigued by this size of project. 12 by 12, but a lot of trips in one album. That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. And I think sometimes, and I want to do a class on travel, I think sometimes we feel the urge to have a scrapbook for every single travel experience that we have. And sometimes it works if you are to create maybe one album or 2 albums where you put sort of bits and pieces of your travel experiences in one, particularly if you go to one place a lot. That might help that a little bit. Etienne said, just finished a 6 by 8 for a trip 2 years ago. This year we're going on a super short road trip, thinking about doing a tiny passport album. That sounds fantastic. Shelley says, love these albums. I love the layouts I see in them, but when I do them, they look punny. I don't know what I'm missing. Okay, alrighty. Carol says, I've been doing 6 by 6, but those are impossible to find now. That is true. I know 6 by 6 kind of had its moment particularly for mini albums. I don't see too many 6 by 6s either. Only done 6 by 8. Allie Edwards so far. Love the look of the Citrus Twist album. I do too. This is a fantastic album for anything, really. I just thought it would be perfect for travel. This can be daily. This can be all kinds of stuff. So, absolutely. Let's see. Brenda says, 12 by 12 album combined, and I combine trips. Usually 2 trips per album. Very interested in the Citrus Twist album, though. Waiting for them to get more colors in stock. Yes, they sold out really quickly. Allie Edwards also has a similar traveler notebook. Yes, she does. Doing more mini trips, think the Citrus Twist album would be great for that. Absolutely. And I think a lot of people, particularly this year, have been doing smaller trips because, you know, everyone's trying to be safe. So I think a format like this, where you're going somewhere maybe for 2 or 3 days, it's not like a huge extensive trip, but you still want to document it in some way. Putting those kind of random or planned travel experiences in something like this would be fantastic. Working on last summer vacation traveler's notebook. That's fantastic. Barb says, only do 12 by 12 pages. Ready to try some smaller size albums. Really interested in what you're doing with this album. It's going to be great. It's going to be really great. I'm very excited. I'm an October and December daily fan. Me too. I've never done an October daily, but I've been interested in doing it. Alrighty, so that's what I'm going to be doing with this album. I'm really super excited. Now, what's going to happen is part one, we deconstructed the paper pad. Part two is today. I'm going to put all the embellishments. I pulled some embellishments. I'm going to show you what I'm using. I'm going to show you how I'm going to organize it. And then part three, I'm actually going to go through and start setting up my album a little bit and talk about my process for planning and setting up my album whenever I am working on a project like this. Okay, then after that, we're going to go on our vacation in another couple of weeks or so. And then when I get back from the vacation, I'm going to go through how I choose what photos I'm going to use, how I resize my photos, because these photos, unless they're a 4x6 vertical photo, all of them will be 3x4 or 2x2, or I may print out some of these longer photos, or photos that fit into these longer pockets. And there is a way to do that depending on what type of printer that you're using. So I'm going to play and explore a little bit with photo sizes, and I will show you guys that either in a Facebook Live or a recorded video here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel as I'm putting this album together. And my goal is to come back and immediately work on the album so that I can get it done. I have so many projects that I've kind of gone through and decided, do I want to do this project? Do I not want to do this project? And I've decided ultimately that there are some projects that I definitely want to dive into, and then there's others I'm just going to send them on their way and let them be photos in a photo album, and I'm okay with that. And I will do a video about that this year too, why I've decided to let go of some of my scrapbooking projects. So some folks only do 12x12, some folks are doing 8.5x11 or smaller. Erica says I've done 12x12 for momentous trips rather, like Disney. Yeah, my first year Disney World album is 12x12 too, yeah. Take Traveler's Notebook on vacation with me, says Janet, with a small kit for papers, embellishments, and such. Absolutely. Alrighty, so papers, done. Let's move on to embellishments. So what I did was I went through my scrappy stash, and I found, let me move this out the way, embellishments that were travel themed or followed the colors that I have that are primary in the papers that I pulled from the paper pad. So I'm just going to kind of spread this out a little bit so we have a reference point. I pulled a variety of different things: die cuts, stickers, stamps, washi, and whatnot. And I also pulled out a container that I'm going to use to store all of this in. And this container will sit right by my scrap table so that I can reach for it when I'm working on this project. So what I have here, and I'm sure many of you have seen this and own many of them, is an iris case. And this is a 12x12 iris case. And I just buy these from Michael's whenever they're on sale. This one has a little bit of wear and tear. It's kind of cracked, so I've had it for a while. Now, there was a time when Michael sold the inserts to these cases, and I think that you can find the inserts either on the Iris website or on Amazon, was the last time that I checked, but it's been a while since I've checked to see if these were still available. But I do have an insert that goes right inside of the storage container. Underneath is where I'm going to keep all the papers, so I'm going to do that now, and any larger embellishments that won't fit at the top. So I have all my papers here, as well as the little cut-up papers that I have will go down here as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that there for right now. And I'm just going to pull from this whenever I am ready to work on this project. So I'm going to set this to the side. If you don't know where to find an iris container, just check. They're sold online at pretty much all the craft and hobby stores. I buy mine from Michael's. A lot of times they have them on sale. You can also get them on Amazon too. All right, so let's dig into some of these things. First category is stamps. Since I'm working with a smaller album, what I want to do is, what I did was I reached into my stash, brain fart there, I reached into my stash to find stamps that were of a smaller scale, because the papers that I'm using are of a smaller scale as well. It doesn't mean that I have to use smaller scale stamps, but if I'm wanting to do dates or journaling or that type of thing, Then I reached for stamps that were travel themed, a little bit smaller in scale. There are some stamps, I have larger stamps that I think would look really great, like larger letter stamps would be great as dates or as titles for stuff, and I'll pull those out as I go along. But here are some of the stamps that I pulled. I got the Citrus Twist stamp. It has the month, date, and year up to 2023, which is great. And then the letters and caps as well as numbers. So that was definitely one that I wanted to use. I have two Felicity Jane stamps, which, by the way, everything that I'm pulling is from my stash. Some of these items I have never used. And so some of them are new, some of them are going to be packages that I'm going to try to use up. So I have these two Felicity Jane stamps. One's called Amanda, and it has, this is the newest one. It has a lot of travel themed phrases like let's go somewhere, bucket list, summer mood, sunny days, vacation, here we go, the geotag, and some other elements. I also have this Catherine stamp set that it also has the days of the week in review, the days of the week abbreviated, the days of the week spelled out in smaller font, and it also has two icons here, both a circle and a square label that I can stamp things inside. So that'll be really fun to use. And then recently, I am a ambassador, PR ambassador for Close to My Heart. I am not a consultant. I get asked that a lot. But I am an ambassador and an affiliate for Close to My Heart. And in fact, I've got some Close to My Heart videos that are going to be coming up, so stay tuned for that. But I was sent a few of their stamps that are also, some of them travel themed, and then some I can use for this project or any project really. So I have the Stampin' Thin Cuts, Close to My Heart. This is called the Aurora Scrapbooking, and it has these really fun tags: Take Me to the Mountains, Explore More, Adventure Outside, Wild and Free, that type of thing. We're going to be doing some outside, we're going to be doing some hiking and things of that nature. And this particular set also comes with matching dies. If I can, I can't get it out. Anyway, it has a die set that I can die cut the stamps out of. So that was one. I also have these two alpha stamps, one that's smaller and then one that's teeny tiny. In fact, it's called Teeny Tiny Type, and this is perfect to use in a small project like this. Then I have one that's called Diary, FYI. I'm sorry, not diary, story, FYI. And it says, story, guess what, this day, the truth about, FYI, love this. And I thought it would be great. Little known fact would be great if I'm telling a story about something historical or a fun fact about, you know, where we're going. So those are the stamps that I have pulled, at least for now, for this project. Now, the cool thing about this idea, deconstructing a paper pad and making a kit, is that I'm pulling items that I think I'm going to use, but that doesn't mean I'm going to use them, number one. And number two, it doesn't mean that I'm going to pull other things, because I might pull other things to go along with this project. So these are the stamps that I picked out preliminarily to go with this project. Okay. Alrighty, next up, I wanted to grab some die cuts. So I reached into my stash and found some things that I've had for a while, or some things that I picked up at Tuesday morning over the past couple of months. So I've got the Treasure Map doodads from October Afternoon. I've had these for a while as well. And I thought that some of these things went well with the colors and the kit, so I pulled that and could be used. Saturday Morning doodads, again from October Afternoon. I say this all the time. I miss October Afternoon so much. Hey guys who just joined us, hello, hello. So this one has a little ticket, like a guest ticket, and some other little vintagey labels and type. I thought this would be great. We're going to be eating at a diner spot that's pretty popular, and I thought that would be great to use in this album. Then from American Crafts, they have this little package. Now this came out in 2014, so it's been out for a while. But they used to have a line called Bits, and I don't know if they still sell that or not. But these are all of the states and little state die cuts. And I like that they have the states labeled, because I can't always tell the state if it's not labeled, particularly some of the smaller states that look square. Sometimes you don't always know. So anywho, so they have all the states, and they have the names on them, which is great. And our goal is to visit all the states, and I'm almost halfway through, and so is Bree. Rennie's only been to about 10, I think. So we're kind of tracking all the states here in the US that we visit. And I thought this would be really great to add one of those icons into the album. Then I have some more die cuts. This is from the World Traveler collection, the same paper pad or the same collection that the paper pad's from. So of course this works out nicely. And I think I have 2 packs of this, which is fine. So I know it coordinates with the colors and whatnot. I'm looking for the blues, the pinks, the greens, things in that color story. Then also from the My Mind's Eye collection, this is the Cityscapes mixed bag. And I thought that some of the elements in this would go well, particularly when we're more in the downtown area, a lot more buildings and that type of thing. So I thought something like this would go nicely with the kit that I'm pulling together. So those are my die cut selections for this project. I also wanted to pull along with my kit. First of all, I want to say I usually always pull a nice variety of items so that I have some options, right? I can always take away, I can always put in there, but I want to make sure that I start out with at least enough so that I can have some options. I miss October afternoon, Carol. I do too. So I went ahead and pulled some other elements. I've got some tags and some envelopes and such that I think would work really fun. One of the things I like to do with my minis, where did my mini album go? Here it is. One of the things I like to do with my mini albums is, in addition to the pocket pages, I like sticking in stuff like little pockets and tags and stuff. So I have this DIY shop security envelope, which is great. And I can either punch holes in this, and what this would be good for is for ephemera and tickets or, you know, other things that we may collect along the way. I can also adhere it right here to the cover, inside cover of my album, so I can stick stuff in there, receipts and stuff like that. I love saving receipts. I like going back to see how much we paid for stuff and whatnot. Or I can put it here in the back as well to hold some ephemera when I'm doing a smaller album like this. But I like to have things like this sort of sprinkled throughout my albums because it's so much more, it makes the album a lot interesting, in my opinion. Now, depending on, usually when I'm putting pockets and stuff like this, when I go back and look at the album, I really like opening things up and peering in and making it really interactive. So that's something that I truly enjoy, and I know some other people do. So that's why I like sticking these little elements in here. So DIY shop security pockets, something similar you may have in your stash. I also have these journaling cards that I've had forever from Studio Calico, and they are a vellum journaling card. Very fun. This is some of the icons here. Snap, let's run away. That one says, you are here with a geotag. Hello. Find something you're passionate about and keep tremendously interested. I cannot read today. I just learned. And then also a map here. And I thought that would be fun to stick in. And plus the colors coordinate nicely with the paper pack that I'm using. Other things. Go see Explore by Lori Whitlock. These are little tags and such that I can use. Love pulling those things. Either they'll go in a pocket or I'll punch a hole and it'll be a nice little interactive element. These guys, do you remember Basic Gray's Fact and Fiction collection? I've had this for a very long time. And these are just some journaling cards. And again, I can either stick this in a pocket or I can punch a hole and have a nice little interactive element in my album. This looks like a little Rolodex card. Well, it is a Rolodex card. Telegram. I mean, all kinds of really fun little things that I can stick in there. And these definitely coordinate with the papers and whatnot. I just love an interactive mini album. I'm one of those people that if I am looking at someone's album and they have a lot of little interactive elements, I'm all there for it. I'm looking through everything. I'm opening up the envelopes. I'm, interacting with the different photos. I'm doing the whole thing because I think that just really heightens the experience. DIY Shop by American Crafts. I have these mercantile tags, perfect for journaling and whatnot. I have had many packs of these over the years, and I always use them up. And then from the Here and Now collection, some more really fun embellishments. This is a little ticket envelope, right? And what you can do, well, it has a couple of things in it, but what you can do, look how fun that is, right? It has a little open window, and you just stick your little tickets in there. So what you'll do is pop that buddy right in the front of your album, or here to the side, or maybe inside like that, who knows. Or maybe you can punch holes, or you can create a reinforcer using some cardstock, and that way you can slip it in, and then you have this fun element that you can then turn and, you know, keep your tickets or something, and maybe you do it that way depending on how large your album is. Really fun. Here's one that's smaller. I'll be more than likely to use something like this. Again, same idea. I would probably build a reinforcer here, something that attaches to this, and then I can flip it back and forth. This one also has a nice little closure there. So I can put something fun there, and then I can keep tickets and receipts and that. You can make your own. You can use anything for this. Or I can paste it right here in the front of my album or in the back. I mean, it's really fun ideas that you can use for your travel albums. And I like to make sure that I'm keeping a good amount of ephemera and memorabilia for the places that I go. Okay, this also has some different pockets and whatnot that I can add into my album. So I'm really excited about that. So those are my tags and pockets and envelopes that I've pulled for this project. Let's talk about some letter fonts and some stickers. So because I'm doing more of a smaller scale album, I want to make sure that I have some medium-sized to kind of smaller stickers. So I have some Citrus Twist stickers, some block tiny alpha letters, and then some foam stickers. I have tons and tons of letter stickers of all sizes. So I'll just pull what I need when I need it, but I just pull just a few just to get me started. Again, they coordinate nicely with the papers. And then I have some larger font stickers. I may use different font stickers as we go along, but these definitely coordinate with what I've pulled so far just to get me started. And then, of course, you gotta have some stickers as well, right? So I have just a few things. I went through my summer stash and found October Afternoon again. Do you remember their summertime collection? This was actually not too terribly of an old collection. I think this is one of their last ones before they stopped manufacturing product. But I have this one, have a date sticker and a label sticker. Nice, fun, summery colors and icons. They go great with the papers that I pulled. I think this is more of a cream background, but I mix cream and white, so I'm good to go there. Also, I miss their Daily Flash so bad. I love October Afternoon Daily Flashes packs. They're so great. So I have two of these that I purchased a long time ago. And again, these are all summer themes. So fun in the sun. I love this little car sticker that I'm definitely going to use because, you know, we're going on a road trip. The strawberries, and then on the back, you got some tabs and labels and some other things. Road trip, definitely going to use that. So, I mean, all kinds of fun little icons there. Then from the Here and There collection, again, this is a travel themed one. This is more recent from Crate Paper. Got lots of travel themed icons here on the front and then on the back, which I think will be fun. Again, they coordinate with the colors. They've got the pinks and the blues and the yellows and stuff like that. Then I have one that's a little bit more of a cream base, but I picked this up at Hobby Lobby. It's from Simple Stories. And even though it's more of a cream base, there are some things here that I definitely want to be able to use. Like this camera is really fun. Journey looks like it would be really pretty. These arrows, because I like directional things when I'm doing travel themed, or if we have a really active vacation, I like to do those little icons there that show action and movement and that type of thing. Okay, so those are the stickers that I picked out so far. Now notice it's not a ton of stuff from every category, just a little bit to get myself started. Speaking of stickers, let's talk about chipboard. I like to do a little bit of dimension with my mini albums, but not too much to where it's too bulky and my items won't stay in the pockets. Let's see. Oh, I miss Basic Grade too. Yes. Oh my God, yes, I still have the Fact and Fiction. Yes, it was a great collection. I know, right? Yes, Citrus Twist does make attachers. Yes, and I do have those. You were absolutely right, Shelly. So when I was talking about earlier creating a enforcer for things that you want to add to your binded albums, your ring albums, Citrus Twist does make attachers that have holes and adhesives that you can attach to the page protector. Absolutely right. Don't hoard it. You got to use it. We can't hoard our stuff, Mari. We got to use it. All right. So with the chipboard pieces, I try not to have too many in my pocket albums that are too thick, because I don't want it to be too bulky and I don't want my items falling out of the pocket. I will sometimes adhere my some elements on the outside of pockets or on the outside of pages that are not in page protectors, depending on how I want to set up my mini album. But I have to have a little bit of dimension because that's how I roll. So from the Here and There collection crate paper, I've got these really fun stickers. These are puffy stickers, and I more than likely would use the globe or scenic route or something like that, which is really fun. Then from Michaels, I purchased the My Big Ideas Mamby chips. I love these things. I've been using Mamby chips for years, but this is a travel themed one that I thought would work perfect. And I love these because you get 4 pages of these really fun chipboard pieces, and they're not that thick where you couldn't use it on a project like this. So this definitely, I love all the blues and the greens. That coordinates well with this paper pad collection. Lots of icons, travel icons, our trip, say yes to new adventures, destination, away we go, you know, all those fun things. And it has a little bit of glitter on some of the elements here, which I'm always here for glitter. Then I have another one that I picked up. This is from Momenta, and I want to say I got this from Hobby Lobby or maybe Michael's. I can't remember. I've had it in my stash for a while. Again, all travel themed, goes well with the colors. Again, I'm not matching, I'm just coordinating, right? Love Mamby chips. Yes, Shelly, love them too. I love them too. Anywho, so pick these up. This is from Momenta, and these are chipboard as well. They feel like, actually I take that back. I think these are foam with a cardstock back and front. So anyway, lots of really fun icons here that I can use. Explore, got the luggage stack, live to travel, because my family and I are all about the travel. We would definitely travel a lot more than what we do. This pandemic has put a wrench in our plans. So I have that. Then I also have from the Here and There collection by Crate Paper, a 12 by 12 chipboard sticker sheet. These are some of my favorite chipboard, favorite to use. I love this nice big 12 by 12 spread. Lots of really fun icons, a little bit on the larger side, but some I can definitely use in my album in some way. Okay, so those are the chipboard pieces. So you see what I'm doing here? I've got these things kind of laid out by categories, right? Stamps, die cuts, chipboard, envelopes, labels, those types of things. So I make sure that I have a good amount of product available to me when I'm getting ready to do these projects. All right, so let me get this out the way real quick. And let's talk about, there's only just a few more things I want to talk about with this particular project. So of course, I want to pick out some other smaller dimensional items. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. So I've got my enamel dots, and I have several packages of enamel dots that are almost finished. And so for projects like this, I love pulling my enamel dots. Of course, they all coordinate with my papers and the color story and the whole nine. So all of these enamel dots, as you can see, I could probably use up pretty quickly and go ahead and empty some of these packages and get them out the way. But I selected some that I can start out using. Also, any other small puffy stickers or chipboard stickers, stars, hearts, or whatever, great for these types of projects. I have some arrows that I've had from Freckled Fawn for a very long time. Again, I like adding directional elements, particularly for my travel album. So I pulled this specifically so I can use it with this project. From Studio Calico, I have this, it's a cork stickers, and this one, actually this was not the one that I wanted to pull. Hold on, there is another one that I wanted to pull. That was travel themed. Let me see. Oh, maybe I don't have it in here. I might have already pulled it somewhere. Now I can't find it. Anyway, I have another cork embellishment from Studio Calico that looks similar to this, but it's travel themed. So I'm going to have to set this out to the side. I know I have it somewhere. Just got to find it. This is made of cork with a little bit of silver what do you call it, leafing or whatever it's called on there, which is really fun. Then this old Felicity Jane summer chipboard sheet that I've been holding on for a while because I've been wanting to use it on my summer projects. Nice little chipboard stickers here, a little bit smaller scale, perfect for a traveler's notebook size. So I have those elements pulled, ready to go. Someone asked me, what am I storing all of this in? I mentioned at the top of the live session that I'm using an iris case, 12 by 12 iris case from Michaels. And inside this 12 by 12 case, I have a divider, which I don't believe, Michaels isn't selling this anymore. I think you can find them on Amazon. But this is the iris case insert. And so I'm using this to organize the smaller embellishments for this kit. And then this whole thing sits right in here, and it'll sit by my desk. And I'll use it when I get ready to do this project. So that's what I'm using. Alrighty, lastly, let's pull out some other things. Because, you know, I love texture, dimension, I love all those things. So I'm going to get some wood veneer pieces here in just a second, some other stuff. I also wanted to bring in some washi tape. This is a great time to do that. Particularly if you don't have a ton of embellishments and you want to sort of customize your project a little bit more. If you have a ton of washi tape, grab some and put that with your kit. So I have this green chevron washi tape that I've had in my stash for like, I don't know how long, but it's been in there for a while. So I'm going to definitely use some of that, and I do have some green, of course, in my papers. I want to pull out yellow because orange appears in this kit, but I also want to add in some yellow. So I've got a thinner one. I want to say this is from Amy Tangerine. So I have a thinner, I can't tell what the pattern is on this, but it has a smaller pattern to it, very subtle. And then I have another one. This might be from My Big Ideas. From, maybe it was like a planner washi pack that I got, I don't remember. Anyway, but it's a light blue with polka dot. So there are the washi tapes that I pulled. And of course I can add others in as I see fit. And these washi tape are perfect to embellish your different pockets, to hold items into your albums, to create a little flip up for your photos if you want, make it a little interactive. So I'll definitely be using it both decoratively and functionally in this album. Let's see. Karen says, where do you store all of this? Of course, Karen, I just showed you guys I store it in the 12 by 12 iris case with the insert. You're the queen of kit making. Thank you. I would love to have my craft room in a kit. I can't believe I'm missing this, but a date with my honey. Aw, you and honey enjoy it. Enjoy your date. Ida, enjoy your date. I meant, where was all this stuff before you pulled it for your project? You must have seen some remote storage because your cubes. Oh, so I have a cart, Karen, that has my embellishments on them. And in fact, I don't know if you guys can see this from my other camera. Let me see if you guys can see this. Hey, Jaredell, how are you? I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm trying to see too in the little view, but I have a embellishment cart that I set up. And so I keep all of my embellishments here. And so whenever I'm getting ready to make kits, then I'll pull from my embellishment cart. I think you guys can see that, I think. Maybe? I'm trying to see if you can see it. Anyway, so I have this embellishment cart. It's not a Razzcog, but I bought it from Michaels. So I have that. And then I also have some of my items that are stored in my cubes. And so I just pull from that. So I have a cube that's big enough to hold 12 by 12 items. And so I will pull from that cube, and then I'll also pull from my embellishment cart. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Hey, Stacey, what's going on? Britta says we can see it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And in fact, I'm getting ready to purge my embellishment cart so that I can add other things from kits that I'm dismantling. So I can pull it for purposes like this to make other kits or to use for other projects. Cool. Alrighty, so we got washi tape. Let's talk about wood veneer. What I like to do is I like to pull some other items that are going to add a little bit of texture and interest to my album. So I'm going to go with some washi tape and some cork. And I have another embellishment organizer that I made from an iris case and a divider, or an insert, that has things like acrylic pieces and flare and stuff like that. And usually I'll pull from that if I'm looking for something that is that finishing touch. But initially when I'm putting a kit together, I like to definitely add in wood veneer because I love using wood veneer. Cork and maybe some acrylic pieces, and then I'll just kind of add and see what I want as I'm putting the project together. So this is one of 2 wood veneer containers that I have. And inside of this, I know that I want to go through, I'm not going to do this all live, but I'm just going to show you some examples of things that I'll pull. So definitely the little car icons that I've had for a while, I'll pull a few of those to put throughout my album because we are driving to our vacation destination. So that will be definitely an item. And I can color these if I want to. I can paint them, you know, all kinds of fun stuff. I definitely want to add in some of these little potty people, and I think I pretty much have used up a lot of my stash. Let me dig into this. And I keep this by my desk, so as I'm working on this album, I can grab and reach what I want whenever I'm working on it. So there's that. Hey Nicole, what's going on? Hello, hello. Erica, yes, I can film that. I can definitely film that. That might be a live. That might be a live. Me purging my embellishment caddy. Now this one here is a little tree, and this is from a Christmas collection, but we're going to be outdoors and we're going to be hiking and that type of thing, so I thought, why not add some trees to this? So I'm just going to grab a few of these little trees, even though they're Christmassy, or they're from a Christmas collection. You know, I'll know they're from a Christmas collection. Anybody else, you know, looking at it won't. So who's not a scrapbooker. So I'm going to add some trees in there because we got some nature going on. I have some wood veneer states, and so I'll have to dig through these and sort through the different state shapes and outlines so I can see which one's Arkansas. I used to know the shapes just by recognition, and I don't anymore. Here's another car, since we're doing road trip. Here's one that says adventure. It's directional. I definitely want to add that. Going through some of the phrases here. I might use this one that says bliss. This one got kind of burnt in production, so I might use bliss because going on vacation is very blissful. I've got some airplanes, but of course we're not flying, so I'll save that for another trip. I might save this for like our Disney trip, or we have another trip that we're going to probably take, but not anytime soon. Sunshine is another one that I could use because we're going to be outside. Today is another one. I'm trying to see if there's any more here. Since I'm going with my family, this one that says together will work. And all of these are they're not too thick, where if I decide to use it in a spread that is going inside a pocket, that it wouldn't fit inside the pocket. So anyway, here's another one. This is a interstate sign. Up, looks like Aubrey has joined us too. Hello, Aubrey Calvin. We don't have a car. We have a refrigerator box on wheels. Ha ha ha. So, so I drive a Kia Soul, and when we went to buy the Kia Soul, it was not my preferred car. What happened was I had a Saturn Vue, the last model that they ever made, and it was a poorly made model, and I paid it off, and it died a month later after paying it off. So I needed just a quick little economy car to get me back and forth, and so I've been looking at the Kia Soul, and it works. And so Bree was like, this is not a car, it's a refrigerator box on wheels, because it is kind of boxy. But I love my little Kia. It is paid off, and I'm going to drive that sucker into the ground. So there we go. Everyone's saying hi, Aubrey. Aubrey and Corinne are really excited for us to be going on our trip, for sure. We're all just ready to get out of Dodge. I do have some heart embellishments in here too that I might pull out. Hearts and stars, you know, your basic shapes, that type of thing. I don't know if we're going to do anything related to sailing or boating or anything when we're there, but I do have these little boats here. So maybe we'll stop at a marina or something. I don't know, but I'll pull them out and see. Like lakes and things of that nature. I've got some stars and stuff. I'm going to keep the little stars in this container because they're so teeny. But I have some other little things like birds and such. I don't usually use animal characters or anything a lot in my scrapbooking, so that might not happen. Okay, so I think that's a good start. And I'll show you what I'll put those in here in just a second. All right, let me get out my Big Mama organizer for the rest of my wood veneer. And then we'll be done. Another iris case. This one's a divided iris case. There are beautiful lakes. Yes, absolutely. We drove to Disney from Toronto in a Kia. It was, you know what? Our first Disney trip, we drove in our Kia too. We sure did, from Texas all the way to, we did a 16-hour drive. Krista says, we have a soul, we call it the toaster. Because it kind of looks like a toaster. It does. It kind of looks like a toaster. But you know what? It's a reliable, well-made little car. So it gets us to where we need to go. Alrighty. So I have another iris container. This contains more of my wood veneer. This is the divided container. Typically used for storing photos. This is a photo organizer. And so what I'll do, I'm not going to go through all of these, but what I'm going to do is pick out, I'm going to see if I have any travel themed ones, which I think I might. I thought I had one in particular. What I'm looking for specifically are cork pieces. So this is what I was looking for. So I have this cork piece that's the map of the US, and so I think this would definitely work well for this project. Have a geotag, and let me see if there's anything else. Have that little tag there. Airplane I'm not going to use because we're not flying. Okay, so there's a couple of those cork pieces. I love cork. So I'm going to lay these out. That'll work. That's specifically what I was looking for. And I'm trying to see if there's any others that I want to use. So I have had these wood veneer 3x4 cards in my stash for a long time. And I think I might pull this heart one out. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, yes. So I have little globes as well. And a geotag. These were from Scraptastic Kit Club many years ago. Another card. So notice this is a great opportunity to use some stash. I'm assuming we'll be eating ice cream while we're there, so I'm going to get my ice cream out. Why not? And I think that's all I'm going to go with that one. So lots of wood veneer. I love using wood veneer because it's so versatile. I can leave it plain, or I can paint it or add glitter or whatever to it. And let me see if there's anything else. Just looking inside of these. I'm not going to go through every single one of these, clearly. I just only want to grab the things that I know I'll definitely use. You and Me cork piece. That might be cute for something. Okay. Sometimes when you're going through this process, you may not know what you want to use. You just want to get out a few items to get started, and that's cool. You might have to be a little bit more selective if you are making a kit or something that you're taking along with you. Some more cars, because it's a road trip. You know, I was just thinking, there's a little house in here. This would be fun on like a little map to put where our house is in relation to where we're driving. That'd be fun. That's it for that. Alrighty, so I think, move this out the way. I'm ready to get some things set and organized, and then I can take this off my to-do lists for my travel prep. So I'm going to go ahead and start setting these things into my iris container. Now the cool thing about this iris container is it has little dividers, so then I can section off various elements. So if I want my wood veneer in one spot, my cork in another, or whatever, I can do that. Okay. Oops, I don't know where that came from. I'm going to stick it in there just in case. All my little wood veneer pieces. I don't know if this divider is sold anymore to go in the iris cases. I get asked that question anytime that I show this divider. I know Michaels isn't selling them anymore, and Hobby Lobby hasn't sold them for years. So you may be able to find them on Amazon. You might be able to find them on eBay. But of course, you can set up your organizers in pretty much anything, right? Okay. Next up, I have all my papers, and I think, can my 4x6 fit in here? Barely. I mentioned it. Yeah, there we go. So I think I'm going to set up my 4x6 cards. You want to come say hi?
Sure.
You got to come over here and say hi.
Hi, you can see me.
Corinne says, hello, everybody. And she's dancing, too. What are you up to, kiddo?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean...
Are you bored?
Possibly.
You're possibly bored.
But who knows what to do around these times? Who knows?
Who knows? I know. It sucks being indoors all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's boring.
We're going to have to get out and do something this afternoon so we can get out of the house.
Well, we do have Starbucks run today.
Yes, we do have our Starbucks run. For those of you who've been following us for a while, everyone's saying, hello, Corinne.
Howdy.
We do our Starbucks run on Fridays, and it's a tradition we've had for a long time.
Since I was 4.
Since she was 4. She says, hi, they're saying hi.
And I haven't been 4 for a very long time.
You haven't been 4. It's been 6 years since you've been 4. Yep. So there we go.
Well, I'm gonna figure out a thing.
Something to do. You don't have too long. Mommy's almost done.
Eh.
We're almost done here, and then we'll go get Starbucks.
Okay.
They said, we see you, cutie. Yes, I did see Nicole Jones's video on how you can create your own divider. Absolutely. Alrighty, I'm going to pop in my washi tape. I put my 4x6 cards here, my 3x4 pocket cards here that I created from the paper pad, and then I have my 4x8 ones that I set to the side because those are going to go at the bottom of my organizer with my 12x12 papers. Other things that I can add to the top, sometimes what I like to do is take these loose embellishments out and put them into one of the dividers. So since I have 2 packs of this, I think I'm going to take these out. It just makes it a little bit easier to work with. And then that way I can just grab what I want. There we go. Then I have these October afternoon doodads. Oh, we love you, October afternoon. And maybe I'll put those here. I hope that you got some ideas for your own travel projects, at least using a paper pad, deconstructing it, getting it prepped and ready to use for a project like this, and then getting all the little elements that you want, or that you want to use too, nice and organized. Even if you don't quite know how you want to design your layout, at least you have these items ready to go. Alright, I think the other items are a little bit too big to fit in there. So, I still have room for other things that I may want to add down the way. So I'm going to move this out the way, and now all I have to do is add in some of my larger items, my 12x12 sheets, my stickers, and whatnot. Let's see. I'm going to lay those this way. I'm going to put the larger packs at the bottom and the smaller packs up top. There we go. And then let's do that. I can put my enamel dots up here at the top. And since I'm not going to use this whole pack of these security envelopes, I'm just going to pull out 2. I'm just going to pull out 2. Okay. Then I have my other papers for my longer spreads, my 8x4. Just putting this in how it will fit in. Doesn't have to be perfect because I'm just going to pull it all out and use it anyway. And when I work on this, I will pull out what I want to use and I will set it up in my paper organizer that I keep on my desk. And now I have my stamps, which these I'm going to actually leave in a different spot on my desk because I have some other projects that I have these pulled for this project, but I have some other projects that I want to work on too using these stamps. So I'm going to actually leave these out. I have a basket underneath my desk that I keep the materials that I'm using on working projects. And so I'll have these in another bag, but I know they're out for this project and for another project too. So those won't go in there. And then all I have to do is just pop this right here. And my kit is complete for my Hot Springs travel album. Alrighty, I'm going to go to the comment section. Yep, the divider fit very nicely, Shelly. It did. You have to be careful though, because if you fill the bottom with too much stuff, then those dividers won't fit. But my divider did fit, and I'm able to close it without any problems. Okay. All right, let me know if you have any questions about anything I showed you here in this video. The next video, our live session, the next live session, I'm actually going to start putting these pages together initially, the initial round of putting the pages together. My title page, also popping in the different pockets and stuff like this. And I like to have it sort of ready to go. So when I come back from my vacation, then all I'm doing is printing photos, putting the photos in, adding in some more embellishing, adding in the journaling, that type of thing. But I like to have sort of a skeleton layout. Now, some people will go ahead and embellish and leave room for pockets or leave room for photos. I like that idea too. And if you want to be that planful and get it all together, so all you have to do is slap photos in when you come back from your vacation or whatever it is that you're documenting, that's fantastic. But I also enjoy the process of not only reminiscing about the travel experience, but I also know that there are going to be some design decisions that I'm not either going to make right now or don't want to make right now when I'm putting the album together. And that I definitely want to make when I'm actually sitting down to do the work of putting the album together, if that makes sense. Alrighty, let's see. Yes, there is a lot of material that fit into this iris container. Absolutely. I do, Shelly, feel mine too full. This was one of those that before I took out the other product to use for this project, it was way too full. And in fact, I cracked the top of the lid because it was too full. So I feel ya. Yes, this is a Citrus Twist album. Someone asked, Citrus Twist album. This is a Traveler's Notebook size album. You can find more information about this on the Citrus Twist website. I know that they are sold out of a lot of their colors. So I think there's a notify me option so that if there's something you're interested in, make sure you click the notify me option. So when it comes in stock, you'll be notified. Started chomping a paper pad. Awesome, Gemma, for a 6x8 travel album. That is so cool. Yep, that's our technical word for deconstructing our paper pads. We're going to chompa. We're all the pattern paper, all the stuff. We're going to get it all cut up. Absolutely. Have fun with that. Nicole Gallagher, thank you for telling me what they're called. Okay, awesome. Somebody just answered somebody else's questions. Awesome. Yes, Barbara, I'm going to wait and print my photos when I return. My focus for this vacation is to try to unplug as much as I possibly can. I will not be scrapbooking or taking any materials with me to scrapbook. What I will do, however, is keep kind of a running notes and journaling and that type of thing, of details and stuff that I want to remember, or experiences or something special that I want to make sure that I put in the album. And I'll be taking pictures as well. I won't be taking my goal is not to take so many pictures that I'm completely overwhelmed. And what will happen is when I come back, I will edit the pictures. I'll purge any pictures I don't want, or pictures that didn't come out well, or whatnot. And then I'm going to batch print the photos through persnickety prints. And then the ones that I'm going to scrapbook, I will then resize using an app on my phone called PicFrame. And then I will print those out at home on my Epson PictureMate charm. So I'll have a process where I'm printing the ones I'm going to scrapbook here at home, and then usually for all my travel photos, I will do a batch print, and those will go in photo albums for the photos that I'm not going to scrapbook. Oh, cool! That's awesome, Kathy. Her Citrus Twist binder is on the way. You're gonna love it. It's so nice. For those of you who use this, I mean, if you're interested in getting this this album, you're gonna love it. It is such a really fun size to use. And I kind of was starting out a little bit with traveler's notebooks and like the traditional style of the cardstock type of album with the cardstock paper and stuff like that, or the thinner grade paper, which is fine. And I think there's people who make beautiful traveler's notebooks using that particular style. And then I heard that people were selling the binding, the ring bound traveler's notebooks. I cannot talk today. The ring bound traveler's notebooks, and I was hooked. I'm like, I've got to try these. These look fantastic. They look fantastic. Alrighty, so just a couple announcements before we go, guys. First of all, thank you so much for joining me today on this live. Next week, I will actually start putting some of these pages together in preparation, and then after that, it's going to be a couple weeks before we actually go on the vacation. So when I come back, you'll see me sort of put together this album, and then I'll do a complete walkthrough of the travel album when it's finished. My goal is to get this finished sooner than later. There's other projects that I want to work on too, but I'm excited for this one for sure. And it's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see how my journaling is going to play out in the midst of the pandemic and things that are different from this type of vacation, you know, vacationing now versus vacationing any other time. So I'm really excited to see that. The second announcement is, for those of you who are interested, we're going to be starting up the fall Victoria Marie online virtual crops starting September 5th and 6th. We're starting the fall lineup. I will be posting details and registration for the first virtual crop for fall, which is going to be September 5th and 6th. It's called It's Fall, y'all. So make sure you join us. It's going to be a fall-inspired virtual retreat. October is going to be a Harry Potter themed, Harry Potter / Halloween themed virtual crop. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then I have some holiday ones that are going to be scheduled as well. So full details and a link to register for the crop that's coming up is going to be available pretty soon. I'm going to try to get that information up on Monday, and registration opens on Tuesday of next week. It's $8. It's a 2-day virtual crop experience. The first one we had about a month or so ago, or about, I guess it's almost been a month now, almost. The first one that we had was amazing. We had so much fun. We had over 400 people. It was fantastic. I hosted it on a private Facebook group. I do recognize that not everybody is on Facebook, and so I'm switching it to a different platform that's going to be a lot better, I think, to navigate. And so I'm putting all of those details together. Make sure, this is what you need to do, because people are always asking me, where am I going to find the information? I'm going to tell you how you find the information. It's best that you subscribe to the Victoria Marie eNewsletter, so you get on my email list, and that information is in the description box. Also, also, make sure you subscribe to the Victoria Marie blog, because all the information about these events will hit those two platforms first, and I'll post them to my socials, Facebook and Instagram, as well. But you want to get that really quick, right when it happens information. Make sure you get to the Victoria Marie e-newsletter so you'll get on my email list, and then subscribe to the blog so you'll have all of the information. Yes, Shelly, we had over 400 people. I'm going to tell you something. The first one, I estimated maybe about 50 people would participate. And then over the course of registration, people just kept signing up. And we ended up with over 400 people who participated in this event. Blew me away. And what that told me was, I think it was something that we all needed. I think we all want to have a substitute for any of the crops and things that we were scheduled to go to. I know all of my retreats have been rescheduled tentatively for 2021, and people are still trying to get that scrapbook crop experience without feeling like they need to go somewhere, have to go somewhere, or if their events were canceled, missing out. So I decided to host virtual crops, and I started with the one. And we had so much fun. It was so much fun. In fact, the participants have until today to finish up submitting their challenges for the crop. We did a weekend of live challenges, and we had Zooms and prizes and giveaways. It was a lot of fun. And then everyone had until today to submit their challenge prizes. So it's going to be the same setup for fall. You're going to have the 2-day live event. There's going to be Zoom opportunities. I'm going to do challenges and prizes and that type of thing. And it's all going to be scheduled and structured so you know what's going to happen. You'll have full details on how to register and how to access all the content. We'll do the live stuff on the 5th and 6th of September, and then you'll have until the middle of the month to submit your projects if you want to win prizes, okay? You can do the challenges without being submitted for the prizes, but that's not your thing. Some people just want the challenges, but if you want to do the challenges for prizes, then you'll have a due date for that. And then, so the first one's going to be fall-inspired, fall-themed type stuff, back to school, not back to school or whatever, and some challenges and prompts around that. Then October, I know the one that people are really looking forward to is the Harry Potter Halloween themed one. I have a lot in store for that one. You guys are going to love it. Then we have some holiday ones going into November and December, and then a New Year prep to get us going and ready for the 2021 New Year. And then going into 2021, I've got some other stuff lined up based off of you guys' recommendations. We've got a Disney-themed weekend virtual crop. We'll have a sports Super Bowl type thing set up as well. So lots of ideas for online virtual crops. We're going to take advantage of being able to use this technology and to be able to connect and meet and still scrapbook, even though we may not be able to physically go to retreats and stuff at the moment. So it's just as the Zooms were the best part. I agree. We had, for those of you who participated, we had so much fun on the Zooms. They were just like, it was great. We had so much fun. And we'll continue to have Zooms because you were hosting. Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. I'm looking forward to the next one too. It's going to be fun. And it's just $8. $8 for the weekend. That's it, $8. So you don't have to pack anything. You don't have to travel. You just show up and have some fun. So with the new platform, and I'm hoping it'll work out the way that I'm thinking it's going to work out, you'll be able to connect with other people, not only in your area, but in other areas as well. Discussion boards, the whole nine. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jessica says, I have an entire Harry Potter world trip to do. I guess I know what I'm doing October. There you go. It's going to be great. Elizabeth says, yay for Disney and holidays. It sounds like fun. I know. It's going to be great. It's going to be so great. The Zooms were great, Barbara. I agree. The Zooms were a lot of fun. And we'll continue to have Zooms. What I'm going to test out, the new platform is on what's called Mighty Networks. And some of you may be familiar with that, with other designers who may use a Mighty Network platform for their blog and for that type of thing. Thank you, Sydney. I appreciate that. Thank you, Elizabeth. And so I'm going to test out the Mighty Network platform, and then eventually I'm going to be migrating pretty much a lot of my online stuff to, besides YouTube and Patreon, but a lot of the stuff that's currently on Facebook will migrate to that platform. It'll make it a lot easier for people to find content, to connect and find each other, that type of thing. So it's going to be fun. So I'm going to test it out, and we're going to see how it works. That's what I'm working on all weekend long, is to make sure that this is ready to go and that you guys can get registered for it. Alrighty. Thank you guys. I know you guys are so excited about it. I am too. I am so too. Thank you for your comments. Alrighty, so that is what I have for you today on this Friday Live. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. Remember that this live session and all live sessions are recorded every Friday, and it should be available within minutes, with somewhere around that time frame, an hour. I don't know how long it takes YouTube to upload these things, but usually it should be ready to go same day after it goes live. You can find it in my video stream. You can also find the lives on the YouTube live playlist here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. If you want to go back and rewatch this live or previous lives, you are welcome to do that. I will see you guys next Friday, same bat time, same bat channel, here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. 2 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to do part 3 of our series. We're going to see me put together this album, at least preliminarily, putting it together. Look for more information about the Victoria Marie online virtual crops to come. Sign up for the newsletter so you're on my email list. Make sure you subscribe to the blog, and of course, follow me and subscribe on all of my platforms. I will see you guys always, always, all over the interwebs and back here on Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Bye-bye.